Hello, everybody. I believe. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm live. I think I am. Yeah. All right. There we go. I'm gonna begin now. Hello. We're live. That was a Habs game earlier. I apologize for the delay. This is coming quite a bit early or quite a bit later, excuse me, than usual. But I kind of had a live stream. In case you guys didn't know, I had a live stream earlier during the Canadiens and Bruins game. I streamed the whole game, or my reactions to the whole game. I shouldn't say I streamed the whole game. It was my reactions. And it was insane. It was an insane stream. If you missed it, it's going to be available. Just check the last upload of mine. It should be Montreal Canadiens versus Boston Bruins live reaction. It was fantastic. One of my favorite streams ever. Possibly my favorite right now. But, Habs and Bruins played each other, and the Canadiens came out victorious, as you could tell by the title and or the description if you checked either or. But yeah, so I'm going to, as always, start with the stats on the board. And I've been told on the stream that you're not able to see these stats very well. So this time I'm going to try something a little different and hold it right up to the camera as I read them. So hopefully it works better. So Gallagher and Tomas Tatar are leading goal scorers with 7 goals, 6 assists for Gallagher, and 5 goals, 8 assists for Tatar. Jonathan Drouin with 7 goals, 5 assists for 12 points. Max Domi has 4 goals and 7 assists for 11 points. Yoel Armia, 6 goals, 4 assists for 10 points. And Jeff Petrie and Weber both have 2 goals, 8 assists for 10 points. Philip Deneau has 5 goals, 4 assists for 9 points. Nick Suzuki has 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. Arturi Lettinen, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Thompson still sadly only has 5 assists. Nick Cousins has 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. Victor Mete, same as Chiarot, by the way, 2 goals, 3 assists. Mete has 3 goals, 2 assists. Paul Byron gets his first of the night. Tonight we'll get to that. 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 points. Jordan Wheel, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, same thing. Underlined because he's injured. And there were several people that were underlined tonight, but thankfully they were not fully injured. Gallagher, Paling, Petrie, and I want to say Tatar, but I don't think I wrote down Tatar. Knock on wood, that isn't the case for the next game. Riley with 2 assists. Folin, Kulak, 1 assist. Fleury and Paling, the rookies, 0 points, sadly. Oh, yeah, and I kind of forgot the rest. Current record is 8-5-2 for 18 points. We're currently 4th in the Atlantic, but I believe we're 8th in the East. I don't believe we passed Toronto, Buffalo, or Boston. We probably tied with Toronto. If anything, we'd probably be 3rd. Maybe. I doubt it, though. Last game is obviously this one. The Canadiens win 5-4 over the Boston Bruins. Power play is 10 for 54. It's not great. Penalty kill is 33 for 49. Could be better. Home record is now 4-3-0, so thankfully we are above 500 at home. And away, we're 4-2-2, so that record is still quite good. And, of course, my board's name is Borsti. It's Mexican. Just a moment, and then I can get into the actual stats. So just give me a moment, please. I almost knocked over my headset. All right, so now that that's over with, we can get into the actual stats of the game. If anyone has anything to say, please feel free to comment. Meanwhile, I will get into the notes. I had quite a few notes, actually, so my apologies for the light. It's in case you've noticed the light change, my current light is currently experiencing malfunctions. It should be good for Thursday, unless, of course, people prefer this light and they're not able to see the day, which is the 6th right now. I just realized now that's actually perfectly angled. But if you prefer this light, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you prefer the other light, then please let me know which one you do prefer. Because if you prefer this one, I'll use that one on my off time and use this one during the streams. So, yeah. Before the game, it was game number 1 this season for Ryan Paling, number 2 overall, and game 1500 for Zdeno Chara. As someone who really likes Zdeno Chara, it sucks he lost his 1500th game. As a Habs fan, I'm glad he lost in his 1500th game. You know what I mean. And it looks to be a tough competition. It's going to be tough to score. Oh, wait, nope. Victor Mete scores a minute and some change into the game, his second of the season. And I guess someone told him, hey, you have your first goal. You can actually score more now. And he scored a minute into the game, his second of the season from Armia and Petrie. And I screamed. I was like, no way. If you watch the stream, if you watch the stream I did from earlier today, I should say, as I'm recording this, last night or yesterday, technically, because it's the 6th now. But I screamed very loudly during the stream, Mete, no way, again. And yeah, he has the second of the season. Spoiler alert, as you can tell by the board, he's not done. The Habs played very well thus far after the leading goal. They had great hustle early in the first. Cousins trying hard on the fourth line to keep the puck in. Just can't do so, but he was impressing me. Cousins was pretty good. I mean, given he has 5 points in 16, I feel like he's played all 16 games. Cousins has been really good this year. And actually, someone in chat brought up something really good for me last year, or about next year, and I want to bring it up now. Weber. We can afford to get rid of Weber. Alexander Romanov and Josh Brooks should be good to play next year. And if they are, we can afford to get rid of Weber. Because looking at it, who is going to be gone next year? Who's it going to be that's going to be replaced by Romanov and Brook? Mete? Riley? Kulak? Folin? Fleury? I don't think it's going to be Fleury. So it seems like Chiarot. If I'm being honest, my vote is on Fleury, Kulak, and Riley to be gone to make room for Romanov and Brook. And personally, if whichever one of those is the left-handed defenseman, start them with Weber. If it's rather it's Romanov or Brook, which I'm pretty sure it's Romanov actually, start him on the first line with Weber, because oh boy, that would be creamy delicious with Romanov and Weber on the first line next year. Of course, they're not going to get any game time this year. I believe they did in the preseason, but not in the regular season. So I wanted to bring that up before I continue, but before I forgot. Price was making great saves on the Bruins heading midway through the first, and the Tatar Dano Gallagher line was really going hard on the puck, trying to get the 2-0 lead for the Habs. And Paling's line was playing very well midway through the period. I don't know why I put midway through the game. Price really there when Habs need him for the saves, at least in the first. He played well for the first. And then what looked like Pastrnak almost falls on his way to the bench after getting called for a glove pass. And I'm glad the officials are really looking for that this year, especially after San Jose almost screwed over St. Louis with that. I'm glad they really didn't. I'm glad they didn't. So yeah. Sorry, I keep looking at my popcorn bag that's off camera. It's really cool. It's got really cool writing on it. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I saw Motherless Brooklyn today. Not sure if you can tell, but not sure if you can tell the writing. I mean, but yeah. So my apologies. I just keep getting distracted by that. It's a Bruins power play. Mete goes to the box for a hooking call. And honestly, I can't blame Mete on that. I didn't see the call, so I guess I kind of do have to blame him. But 5 seconds in, it's Pasta. Pastrnak scores. I didn't see who it was from. And funny thing, I put Habs are absolutely losing this one since Boston scores. Habs penalty kill is terrible these past 2 games, and it really was. They allowed a goal 4 seconds in, 3 seconds in, I think. 4 seconds in on the penalty kill. Last game in Dallas from Radulov, and the Bruins score 5 seconds out of the power play in this game. And you can either say, oh, that goes to show how bad Montreal's penalty kill is, or just how good Dallas and Boston's power play is. Though considering I don't believe either team, or no, Dallas scored another power play goal, I'm pretty sure, in that game. Boston didn't score again. And they had a few chances, so personally, I just like to say Montreal's penalty kill is garbage, because it really is now. It started off really good. It is decent, but it needs to improve, especially since they've allowed now 16 power play goals in 15 games. That's not good. That needs to go down to 1 a game, definitely less, but 1 a game is best, I guess. Yeah. Tomas Tatar, though, gives the Habs a 2-1 lead from Gallagher and Chiarot a minute or so after the Bruins goal. And then Paul Byron, after the Tatar goal, makes it 3-1 Habs, 31 seconds, 31 seconds apart after the Tatar goal. His first of the season unassisted. He turns it over in the zone. Boom, it's in the back of the net. So Tomas Tatar with his 5th of the season, Byron with his 1st of the season. And if I'm being honest, I feel like this could possibly fire up Byron. He's gotten his 1st of the season, and I think now he can really get going. He's not been as speedy as he has been the past few years. Granted, he is 30, 31, I believe. He's still speedy, though. He can still go. And I think now that he has his 1st of the season, we can really see Byron start to pick it up and be like, okay, I've scored. I can do this again. And boom, get on those breakaways. I gotta be honest. I was almost expecting one of the Bruins power plays to just be like, okay, they'll get to be like, oh, okay, we got Byron out. Boom, just flip the puck out, get to Byron. Boom, another shorthanded goal for him against the Bruins, which I still love that shorthanded goal Byron scored against the Bruins with the Habs. That was beauty. Habs playing incredibly well after that first Bruins goal, and they were really impressing me, showing they still have life, despite the game only being tied. But still, Dallas, they didn't blow a lead. Vegas, I believe they blew a lead, but still, thankfully, won the game in overtime with a great comeback. But they've kind of blown leads. If it's really 1-goal leads, but still, they've blown leads early in the season, and I really hope that from here on out, the Canadiens are able to okay, we've beaten Boston. They're going into Philly on Thursday. They'd be like, okay, we're not going to let Philly get a lead. We are going to get a lead, and we're going to keep it. And I hope Philly is the big chance, given how Philly really wants to be in the playoffs, where the Habs can be like, not be like that, but be like, okay, let's get a lead and keep it. And at the end of the first, the Habs lead 3-1. Shots are in their favor 11-6, which really shocked me. And I even said during the stream, not about the shots, but this game wasn't that physical in the first, at least from what I saw. It was kind of imbalanced, really. Okay, I don't want to say imbalanced, but it was very much weird not seeing these teams get physical, you know? Early on, Deneau draws a penalty. It's a Habs power play. Bergeron to the box for hooking. The Habs are able to kill. Bruins are able to kill it off, and the Habs played very well early in the period. Weber then gets a great shot, but it draws a penalty on Pastrnak, and the Habs get their second power play of the game. Bruins kill it off on the power play, and then down the other way, or down back the Bruins way, Paling and Petrie take shots to the ear. Or no, down the other way. Yeah, that was the wrong thing I was thinking. Down in the Habs zone, down the other way, Paling and Petrie take shots to the ear. Or at least Paling did. I'm not sure what was wrong with Petrie, but they both go to the back for a concussion protocol. I would assume that's what it was. So the Habs are down 2 guys with that, and I was really panicked during the stream. Deneau with a great chance, not able to tip it in though. I can't blame him for that, but it was if he had that absolutely seals the deal. But Connor Clifton scores to make it 3-2. His first NHL goal. Good for him. I like Connor Clifton, but as a Habs fan, I hate him. And that was the Bruins' first shot on goal in 11 minutes. That's not good for the Habs to allow that. I feel Price maybe had gotten rusty. Bruins hadn't taken a shot in technically 35 or so minutes because their last shot was with a minute left in the first. So yeah, it's kind of that. Paling was back on the bench, and he was playing up, but hopefully he's able to play for now. So thankfully he did return to the game. He was not injured for long. Pastrnak or Paling and Suzuki, Habs really outplaying the Bruins so far. There was a lot of physicality in the second, and much more than what was expected. Or much more what was expected tonight. Much of which was expected tonight. I don't know why I put. And apparently Gallagher and Chara had a lot of kerfuffles in the past, and they were going at it quite a bit tonight. Paling and Suzuki, both rookies with a great chance in their zone, to stop Pasternak, passing the puck over to create a scoring chance. It was great. They stopped Pasternak passing the puck, which could have created a scoring chance. They played well tonight, I find. Paling and Suzuki. Domi and Krejci started getting physical, shoving each other. Surprisingly, no roughing calls, but I am very glad that the refs let it go. And then Oliver Bjork. I believe it's Oliver Bjork. I might be thinking of Oliver Bjorkstrand. Oliver Bjork scores his second of the season. It's a 3-3 tie, and no call on that. Possible goaltender interference, but I would say good on Julien for not challenging, especially considering what happens later. That's good on Julien for not challenging. Either way, Price could have gotten to the puck on that, so thankfully there was no challenge. And then Mete scores the second of the game, third of the season from Letton and Petrie with 1:05 left in the second. And I believe this is where they showed a sign, or it was either here or at the beginning of the third. I'm pretty sure it was here at the end of the second. But they showed a guy with a sign in French that, from what my dad told me, translated to, Mete, I will propose to my girlfriend if you get a hat trick. And as you could tell, sadly he didn't. But I'm sure he was pushing hard for that hat trick to make that guy propose to his girlfriend. Heading into the second, it's 4-3 Canadiens, and the shots are 25-14 for the Habs as well. And then Marchand gets clipped by Weber with a high stick. It's a good call. It's a penalty. Habs the PK. And then Marchand hits the post. Marchand hit the post on the power play, probably able to control the rebound. And honestly, if Marchand had scored there, I wouldn't have blamed him. It's like, he got high sticks. He probably should have scored, but thankfully as a Habs fan, he didn't. But it's Sean Corelli after the power play. I believe the power play afterwards. He ties it up at 4 apiece. 17th shot on goal. Price has allowed 4 goals on 17 shots at that point. That was not good. Awful goal for Price to allow. He covers the wrong side of the pipe. And where's Armia to cover Corelli? First off, Armia shouldn't even be covering him. That should have been a defenseman's job. But still, with Armia playing defense there, that should have been saved. It should have been a 5-3 Habs victory. But we're tied at 4. We still got time. And then Charlie Coyle, about 2 minutes later, scores to. Oh, I put the Habs. Oh no, scores to give the Bruins a 5-4 lead. And I put, oh my God, Price is bad tonight. Byron ran into Price right beforehand. It was an awful play by the Habs. I put they're absolutely melting down right now. The Habs challenged for a hopeful offside call. And personally, I'm going to say it was a botched call. It should have been 5-4 Bruins. As a Habs fan, it was ruled a no goal. It's 4-4 still, and I was happy. Though, as the person who wants to be fair here, that should have stayed as a goal. Arguably, Coyle did keep control of the puck, sort of, but it's almost like he was looking as the puck hit his skate, it would seem. And it's like, oh, okay, I have this, and they're not calling it. It's almost like the Matt Duchene thing, except several feet together, really. And then Brendan Gallagher goes right to the back after taking a shot to the hand. And I put, hopefully it's not a broken hand. We do not need Gallagher going down for months with an injury. And I saw it. He took the shot with his hand, or he didn't mean to take it with the hand, but it hit him in the hand. And he just immediately threw his gloves, and he swore. I didn't see what he swore, but the commentators were saying he swore, flicking his hands around, and he got on and he darted right to the back. He came back, thankfully. As you can see, there's no underline under his name. He came back, and he played very well, I found, for the rest of the game. And then Price with a big save on a bad turnover by the Habs. And then the other way, I forgot to finish my note, but I put Mete passes on a great chance. What is he doing? Honestly, Victor Mete, I really hope he's not getting back into that phase he was in where he's passing more than he's shooting. Mete should have had the hat trick here. Mete should have had the hat trick. And I joked in the stream. I said, I guess Mete really turned. He doesn't want that fan to propose to his girlfriend tonight. And but Thompson runs into Rask, and we know Rask's history of injuries like that. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, what if Rask does get hurt? What if it is Price and Halak, who started for each other 9 years ago, where Halak almost stole Price's job, where would they be together if they had stayed together? And I always wonder that. Fantastic pressure by the Canadiens in the Bruins zone. It leads to Chiarot scoring his second of the season. It's from Weber and Tatar. Weber with his 8th assist, Tatar with his 8th. So Tatar and Weber and Petrie all lead the team in assists, and it's Gallagher and Drouin still with 7 goals. So funny how that turns out. Both teams playing very well. It's Suzuki and Paling with a great chance. So they were playing very well together. But sadly, it stopped to give the Habs a 6-4 lead. I believe it would have been Paling scoring. Might have been Suzuki, but I'm pretty sure it was Paling who would have been scoring. And then Lennon stands up for himself with a great hit on Matt Grzelcyk, I believe, and Paling also going after him. Both guys showing great versatility, and they both played very, very well. Just a moment. And then Drouin dropping the body late in the third. He's doing great, showing just how much he wants to help the Habs this year. He's been scoring, he's been getting assists, and now he's throwing down the body against the Bruins. I'm not sure what Julian told him, if he said one of the Bruins is sleeping with his wife or something, but Drouin was mad in the last few minutes throwing the body. And I was great. I'm not the one sleeping with Drouin's wife, believe me. I don't even know if he has a wife or a girlfriend or anything. I would think he has a girlfriend. He's fairly good looking, I guess. And then the Habs singing Take Me Home Country Roads, bone chilling. As I said in the Habs Stars review, I'm a sucker for that. Once the song starts playing, the crowd sings along, they turn the song off, and they keep going. I'm just a sucker for that, honestly. And then the Habs are able to kill it off with the empty netter. Sadly, they don't get it. Final shots are 31-24. The Habs win 5-4. It was a fantastic game, personally. I'm very glad the Canadiens were able to hold off the Bruins. It was not as fairly as far out as I thought it was going to be. I was honestly expecting something like a 7-2 victory, one way or the other. But as close as it was, that was great. Also, funny enough, you had it either way. The +2 to the Canadiens would have made it 7-2. Or you had 3 more to the Bruins, that would have been 7-2. I didn't realize that. So technically there was the amount of goals as I predicted, just not in the order. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. There's no one in chat right now. I'm going to end it here. I should be anyways. It's 12:43. Despite what my clock says, I'm lazy and not changing it. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share with your exclusive, but it's not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Harry Rice. Subscribe to my Puff Club. Subscribe to join the Puff Club. Subscribe to join the HD Club. Shout out to my moderator, Jesse, who's not in chat, but I point to the chat anyways. At least I don't think he's in chat. For getting me this dope-ass webcam that I've been using for about a month or so now. My Twitch and Twitter and the links in the description below are in the 2 of the links in the description below. My Twitter I use somewhat. My Twitch I don't use often right now. I don't use it all right now, but once I figure out how to get OBS working and not lagging, I might try and start streaming games on there. My Amazon wish is also down there. I'm not old enough for PayPal just yet, so that's the only way you can, I wouldn't say pay me, but you can reward me, quote unquote. I don't like using that. I plug my Amazon wish list in case there's anyone that does want to do anything like that. If anyone does, that's great. No one does, I don't mind. The letterbox is also down there. That's where I'm going to be rating and reviewing movies. I've rated a lot of movies. I've reviewed a few movies. My latest review is of Joker, which in my opinion is the greatest movie ever. And I state a few reasons why in the review. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for watching. My name is Harry Rice, and I am out. Peace.